I'm sorry. You mean to tell me not only that the return of night was your doing, but that you hail from another world as well?
Everything we told you, of the source, the shards, the 7 umbral calamities, all of it is true. I realize how fantastical it sounds, and I would not blame you for doubting our testimony. But given your expertise, you must surely have noted the peculiar nature of their souls.
Any other time and I would have dismissed your stories as balderdash and flummery. But upon closer inspection, 'tis plain their souls are far denser than is normal, and that they do not possess true bodies.
They don't possess true bodies? The heck are we walking around in?
You.
Oh, my body's mine.
Your body is your own.
You're right, because he got mine right.
And your soul is the densest of them all.
As I said before, were it not for their heroism, the skies over Norvrant would still be awash with light, the realm yet at the mercy of Vorthri and the Sin Eaters.
Vorthri.
After all they have done for our home, seeing them safely back to their own, it seems the very least we can do.
Your tale is intriguing. Yes, very intriguing indeed. Simply to hear it is fitting payment in itself. As for your friends, I can but agree. Their valorous deeds on behalf of Norvrant are deserving of recognition, of their own fitting payment.
You will help us then?
I will. I would see my knowledge put to good use for a change. I do have one condition, however. I am not the spry young Numo I once was. As such, I will require assistance in my fieldwork and testing.
It would be our pleasure. We'll be laboring for our own benefit after all.
Oh, nice. Those oak logs sold. 75 oak logs for 13,000 gil. You going for more oak logs, I guess. You have spun quite a tale, but tell me, have you given any thought as to how you might return to your world? Well, he's thought about dying. That's his only solution, I think. White Auracite, you say? An intriguing proposition, but one which fails to account for the present state of your souls. They have become highly charged, likely as a consequence of having maintained tangible forms for so long. In such an energetic, unstable state, there is no telling what may happen to their souls within the Auracite. They could very well become immutable to transference, never to be restored to their bodies. Then, would it be possible to force our souls into a state of dormancy prior to transference? In theory, yes, but the soul is not a candle to be snuffed out and relit on a whim. Well, that sounds ominous. What exactly would render our souls dormant entail? In order to maintain a corporeal form, your souls constantly draw aether from your surrounding. This process must be halted and the resulting surefeit of aether removed. Your minds would ultimately be separated from these faux bodies of yours, rendering you incapable of interacting with the world around you. A cruel fate under normal circumstances, but one which will be rectified upon your return home. Leaving lifeless husks, like those poor souls at the inn at Journey's Head, corrupted by the sin-eaters, their ether made stagnant by the light. Corrupted? Stagnant? Might I see these unfortunate individuals? Why? Do you think you might be able to help them? I might, or I might not, but I shan't know for sure until I've seen their condition firsthand. Then I would be glad to take you to them, on the understanding that you won't do anything which might increase their suffering. It was my faith in man I lost, not my compassion. Well, I see no need for all of us to accompany you. While you escort our guests to the inn, I will assist Urianger in creating the requisite arasite. I believe my talents would be better applied to that endeavor as well. Might I leave the three of you to assist Big Luck as necessary? Big Luck. Let us make for Emerang then. Oh, you want to see the girl with the bunny ears? My Bungirl? I like my Bungirl. Alright, we are going to welcome guests at Journey's Head. How was the stream today, Justin? Was it productive? Yes, good. We love productivity. I kind of wish I didn't have so much yard work to do this weekend because I wanted to sit down and really flesh out some stuff, but I'll probably do a little bit of work this weekend, Saturday, like an early Saturday morning thing, and then I'll be too exhausted by the time I'm done with the yard work to do anything else. Except play Final Fantasy XIV. So this is Halric, is it? Yes, his etheric balance leans perilously towards the light, towards stasis. What do you suppose will happen to him? Not too bright, are you, boy? The same as all poor souls corrupted by the light. He will become a sin-eater. You don't know that. We've defeated the wardens and banished the light from the sky. Halric was completely unresponsive before, but now? Mumble, mumble. Halric! Oh, or do we get to save Halric? Then perhaps there is hope yet. If I may, there is a treatment I wish to administer to the patients. What sort of treatment? It is the course of my studies of the soul. I once created a tonic which could temporarily stimulate the ether in one's body. After some refinement, it came to be used by the Knights of Vobert. Then, for far darker purposes. Lest it fall into the wrong hands, I swore never to make it again, but for their sakes, I will break that oath. It is not like to reverse the stagnation, mind you, but it should offer some measure of relief. Okay. You got started for tomorrow's work too? That's awesome. That's amazing. We love the productivity. Here's your soul tonic. We're not gonna give it to Halric? Why are we gonna give it to Halric? All people I want to give to Halric. What is this warmth I feel in my chest? Oh, so it worked for them. Who's the third person? Is it because Halric is a child and we don't do experiments on children? I feel warm, and my legs, they don't feel as heavy. I gotta go on a different class. Which makes me worried. What if I get... You'll be launching in a few weeks. Amazing. Oh, okay. That's pretty good. How long have you been working on it? Now then, have you noted any change in the patients? A notable rise in body temperature and increased motor function. In most of the patients, at least. The more severely afflicted show no response. As I feared then, 'tis true that with the restoration of night, the corrupting influence of light will no longer grow. And yes, their bodies will naturally return to equilibrium given time. But this holds true only for their corporeal ether. Their incorporeal ether, that of the soul, is not so easily mended. Which is why those in the later stages of corruption, like Halric, appear unaffected by your tonic. Precisely. Oh, Halric. Is he just gonna be stuck like this? The boy's soul is too far gone, his mind held together by the finest of threads. There is a chance he may one day recover, of course, but it could take years, decades even. By the gods, he could wait to find himself an old man. A fine reward for his persistence, the opportunity to mourn the life he never had a chance to live. No, there is something we can do. Look, I realize this is not why we petitioned your aid, but do you think it possible we can find a way to hasten their recovery? Maybe. Nor do I think it impossible that in treating them we might learn something of relevance to your own predicament. Tenacity, direct hit, skill speed. I guess we'll go skill speed. Big luck. Big luck. I suspect the Crystal Exarch has told you in my past that I was once a mage of the royal court of Vobert, and that soulcraft was my field of study. The tonic you administer to the patients here is one of the fruits of my labors. I hope to do great things for the kingdom. But in the end, my knowledge brought only suffering, a plague the like of which none had ever seen. In the hands of unscrupulous men, what should have been my greatest triumph instead became my greatest shame. Now you have a chance to redeem yourself. That I do. A comforting thought indeed. But let us return to the task at hand, finding a means by which we might revitalize these people's incorporeal aether. Do you think it can be done? Were the skies still ablaze with primordial light, I would call it an exercise in futility. But now we may have a chance. The method I have in mind will entail the conjuring of a familiar. They are able to amplify the energies poured into them, making them the perfect conduit for the ether revitalizing magics we will ultimately employ. And you're about to launch into a lengthy explanation of the metaphysics of your plan. Don't bother. I'd rather get on with whatever it is that needs to be done if it's all the same to you. Whatever regents must be procured or spells invoked, I'll do it. I love their tales. I admire your spirit. Very well. Your first task will be to gather the necessary materials. The purest of waters and the finest of clays, as well as fey lantern brimming with pixie magic. If you're convinced the resulting familiar could help the patients, fine. Alphino, the water and clay will be simple enough, but I think you know what we'll have to do to get the lantern. You don't mean... The pixies took quite a liking to us before. If we humor them with our company, I'm sure they'll be willing to help us. Fine. We'll pay a visit to Ilmeg, though I never thought you would be the one to suggest going back there. I'm impressed you've been there at all, let alone befriended the Fey folk. Oh, while you're about it, seek out the new Mo of Pla Inni. They will be able to supply you with the water suitable for our needs. Right. Let's get this over with, shall we? You love how I say sorry, as if that fixes it. There still remains a matter of clay. Might I prevail upon you to find it? Prevail. Guess I'm gonna go get some clay. Clay from Amarong will likely be best. Know you of anyone who might be able to assist us? Ah, yes. They will be able to point you in the right direction, I am sure. While you and the twins are occupied, I will see if there is aught else I can learn of the stagnation which afflicts the people here. I'm gonna run to... Corey, well, what a coincidence. You've come at a good time. We just this moment finished repairing the Talos and trolley you lot took to Nabatharang. The trolley was no trouble, but the Talos would have been another matter had we not had a visit from Master Chai. He offered us a share of the leftover building materials from Daedalus Stoneworks, as well as a few trade secrets to help us along. Clever man, that Chai news. He seemed pretty keen on the ideas I had for putting the giant Talos to work. Like a giant trolley! But Magnus still refuses to see all the good we could do with it. You're entitled to your dreams, Jarek, but that doesn't mean you can go harassing our guests with them. Master Chai was just being polite. And something tells me Corey here didn't come all this way to talk about trolleys. What is it you need, friend? I see. And this familiar requires clay from Amarang? Well, look no further. If anyone can find you some quality clay, it's us. Saying that, it isn't exactly a commodity nowadays, but there must be some lurking somewhere or other, waiting to be dug up. If I'm not mistaken, there was a time when they used to take clay from Mount Biran mines to make adobe bricks. The place is swarming with coyotes now, but if you're after the good stuff, you could do worse than to look there. The twins have returned, and in one piece at that. I was convinced the pixies would turn at least one of them into a garden ornament, but no. You have the clay, I take it? Go. Wonderful. We need but combine the clay and the water, then heat the mixture with the Fey Lantern. After that, it will be a simple matter of settling upon a suitable form and performing the necessary incantation. Big Luke, I have a question. In the event that we had need of this spell and you weren't around, would it be possible for another to perform the incantation? Assuming they possess the requisite skill, yes. Alric and the others have suffered so much, and I swore to do everything in my power to save them. If there is a chance this spell could do that, I would be the one to invoke it. Huh. Mayhap you should be the one to do so. A deep understanding of the subject's physical state, combined with a strong desire to help them, can drastically increase the magic's effect, and you are plainly more familiar with these people than I. I dare say there are few in all of Norvant more dedicated to finding a cure. Okay, absolutely. Okay, we're gonna have to commence. We'll have to go through that again. Wonderful. We need but combine the clay and the water, then heat the mixture with the Fey Lantern. After that, it will be a simple matter of settling upon a suitable form and performing the necessary incantation. Big Luke, I have a question. In the event we had need of this spell and you weren't around, would it be possible for another to perform the incantation? Assuming they possess the requisite skill, yes. Alric and the others have suffered so much, and I swore to do everything in my power to save them. If there was a chance this spell could do that, I would be the one to invoke it. Mayhap you should be the one to do so. A deep understanding of the subject's physical state, combined with a strong desire to help them, can drastically increase the magic's effect, and you are plainly more familiar with these people than I. I dare say there are few in all of Norvant more dedicated to finding a cure. Is that not so? Oh yes. I'll give it my all, for Halric. For Chasleen. Then we were all of mind in the matter. Alisaie should be the one to conjure the familiar. Here we go. Watching and lurking while doing UI editing. Thank you, Shade. Yeah, it's been a pretty cozy night. I'm just, I'm finishing up some MSQ and then I'll be done.
Let us begin.
Oh.
I trust you've prepared the clay? Very good. Now, I would have you sculpt for me a porksy.
A porksy? That's not even a real word, Big Leak. Luke. Big Luke.
Plump,
Big
with
Lug.
floppy ears and a short curly tail.
I didn't know art was going to be involved. This is more an Alpha No thing.
A porksy. I think I know what you mean.
She wants a pig pixie. The skill that you needed wasn't magic, it was the skill to sculpt.
There we are. How's that?
Well, it is certainly creative. There's no denying that.
Yes, I'm no artist. Very funny.
Pay him no mind, child. Though it may look like a grotesque parody of reality, it is what the invoker believes that matters.
You're not helping.
But I speak the truth. If successful, this incantation will turn imagination into reality. Which is why the only thing of import is what you believe this figure embodies. You must focus.
What if
Hold
that's what the
corpse's
porks...
image steady in your mind's eye.
What if that's what she thinks of when she sees a porksy?
Now then, as I taught you, relax and allow your energies to flow.
With flesh of clay I bid thee rise, on wings of dreams to touch the skies. What once was idle fantasy, I call forth to reality.
Oh, it's a porksy! Beauty!
Not bad for a first attempt. Now, let us see what can be done for young Halric.
I want one of those. Where do I get a porksy from? Alric.
Through the operation of the magics you invoked to animate this familiar, it is now replete with the energies required to stir the boy's soul. You need but give it a name, and it will do as your heart desires.
George.
A name.
Kathleen.
All right, I've decided. Now. Go, Angelo!
His name is Angelo? You named him Angelo? Angelo the porksy. Alric?
Mother,
Oh, how Rick. I don't think it worked. I mean, it worked for a very short time. How is he, Big Luke? Did it work? I believe it did. You and your fledgling familiar have done well. If my eyes do not deceive, a hint of color has returned to his soul. Gods, I would jump for joy if I weren't so exhausted. We're so close now, Halric. As you are even now in the process of discovering, this magic asks much of the invoker. What you may not have realized is that the same is also true of the subject. As such, we must proceed with caution. However, with further treatment, I have the utmost confidence the boy will make a full recovery. Observing the reanimation of his stagnant soul has been most enlightening. I will need time to put my theories to the proof, but I believe I can fashion a spell to produce the opposite effect. That is, to induce stagnation. Thus enabling our safe transport back to the source via Arsite. A thought occurred to me about this treatment. Big Look said when the soul is rendered dormant, the mind is separated from the body, that a person becomes incapable of interacting with the world around them. Does that not sound a lot like some of the tempered back in the source? Not really. It is the fate of the most tempered to become slaves to primals, save in a handful of cases. Or am I missing something? If I can master this technique, the art of revitalizing the soul, I know of at least one in the source who could desperately use such treatment. Gaboo! Our kobold friend. Exactly. His condition is uncannily similar to Halric's, is it not? The only difference being that his soul was suffused with earth-aspected ether instead of light. It follows that if his soul is subject to a similar kind of stagnation, there may be a chance we can save him, right? Forgive me, but who is this Gaboo fellow of whom you speak? I see. His condition does sound familiar, yet there is much and more about that soul that remains unknown even to me. I say this not to discourage you, you understand, but to remind you that this is delicate work we do here, work requiring patience. Of course, and as long as there's hope for the patients here, I will devote whatever time is needed to see this through. But I refuse to spend that time in idleness. If it's all the same to you, I'd like to stay here with Angelo and continue with our treatments. The two of you should return to the Crystarium with Big Look and see if you can't make some headway with their newly positioned theories. I would tell you to rest first, but I see you're not to be convinced. Ah, the fire of youth. Let us return to the Crystarium, then. Finally, I found you. Oh, hi. Kashir? Kaishir? What are you doing all the way out here? There's trouble back in Yulmore. Lady Chai is beside herself. Sighing, pacing, the whole lot. Near enough begged me to go and find you. Sighing and pacing, you say? It must be urgent. I take it I would be returning to the Crystarium alone. Go on, then. It's not as if I have anything for you to do. Thank you, Big Luke. Sorry for bothering you and all that, but she says the future of Yulmore is at stake. The future of Yulmore. Lady Chai's up in the parlor. Best not keep her waiting, eh? Oh, I was doing it Sage. could do... Let's queue for one more and then I'll be done for the night. Thanks for reading out loud. I don't know why I like to read. I like to read the voices. I wish I could do voices. I'm not very good at them. But I have like the tiniest inflections, I think, and when I edit, I can't tell if I feel like I can tell when I'm reading it, but yeah. Seem to enjoy it. It's not proper voice acting, but... And sometimes my voice is a little squeaky, but I do my best. Well, not here seems out of the ordinary, though I do not see Lady Chai anywhere. Probably pacing around outside again, staring off into the distance and all that, sighing. Strange. Let's see if we can find her and discover the source of her distress. Well, thank you. If just one person enjoys it, then I'm good. Are we going outside? Outside, or... Search for Dula Chai. Oh, hi, honey. Oh. Success!
Oh, thank heavens you're here.
Lady Chai, whatever is the matter?
I knew not where else to turn. Oh, this is all too much for my poor heart to bear alone.
Oh no, Lady Chai, what happened?
Alone? What of Master Chai?
That is the very reason I summoned you. He's gone.
He left you? But he was so in love with you.
What? What happened?
It all began after the events at Mount Gulg. With Lord Vorthry out of the way, we all agreed that a new leader must be chosen.
And so you held an election?
Yes, well, sort of. Not a single person volunteered to stand, you see. After a lifetime of leisure, we free citizens have grown somewhat indolent. Readapting to the harsh realities of life is trying enough, but to take charge of a broken city as well? No one wanted such responsibility. Nevertheless, Yulmore could not well do without a leader, and so we decided that anyone and everyone should be considered a candidate. And after we cast our ballots and tallied the votes, the mayorship fell upon my dear husband.
Well, given the manner in which he orchestrated the construction of the giant Talos, none could deny his leadership qualities.
But even before then, he had proven himself at Daedalus Stoneworks, don't forget. He is more than qualified for the role. The perfect choice. Indeed. I told him as much when his victory was first announced. But perhaps I was too forceful in my attempt to encourage him. For shortly after that, he vanished without a word.
Oh. Oh no, Lady Chai.
You believe he was so daunted by the burden of leadership that he felt compelled to flee? Please, Lady Chai, dry your eyes. Your husband does not strike me as the sort of man who would abandon his duty, much less his beloved wife. There has to be some other reason for his absence.
But they're so glad they met Atheno.
You truly think so? What about you? What do you think has become of
dead.
my husband?
He won't have fled. He won't have fled. You're fine.
And there you have it, Lady Chai. You needn't worry. Master Chai loves you more than all the world, and he will return.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever he may have gone, rest assured we will find him.
Thank you, my dear boy. You have set my mind at ease. I will trust in my husband and await his return.
What should we get? Ooh, pixie berry tea? Po salad? I actually would take the tea. For the piety. Piety for the tea. Okay. I will probably get knocked in one of these, actually. Let me switch to Sage. It makes no sense for Master Chai to have left without a word, but even if he had, he would not have done so unobserved. Someone here will have seen something. I'm sure of it. We should split up and inquire as to whether anyone saw him leave, or failing that, if they have any idea where he might have gone. I will meet you at the Glory Gate to compare notes later on. Yeah, maybe he had an idea and he had to leave right now. Moment. Master Chai? Why, yes, I spoke to him recently, though I recall he was in a rather dour mood, concerned about Yulmore's neglect of industry, you see. With Lord Valtry's apparent exhaustible stores of meal and no great need for money, it's little wonder our businesses were all but forgotten under his rule. But I assured Master Chai that the Boutique of Splendors will do all it can to contribute to the revival of trade here in Yulmore, which seemed to satisfy him. He took his leave soon after. Your exchange has taught you about the stagnant state of business in Yulmore? Okay. Oh. Looking for Master Chai, are you? Is something amiss? When I last saw him, he seemed ready to collapse from exhaustion. I insisted he rest and catch his breath, and we talked for a while about his concerns over the city's defenses, amongst other things. He made more than a few valid points. Many of our men are still recovering after a confrontation with Lord Valtry, and finding General Ranjit in a heap in the middle of the plaza shook us all to the core. The man commanded no small amount of loyalty, and some of our longest-serving soldiers seemed lost without him. Indeed, a number of them left. Not that we blame you, of course. Without you and yours, we would still be blind to the error of our ways. Anyway, funding permitting, I propose replenishing our ranks with volunteers from the derelicts and Gatetown. We have a duty to protect not only Yulmore, you see, but the surrounding regions of Calusia as well, and I, for one, would welcome any man or woman willing to take up arms for that cause. Indeed, I told him so much, and he seemed relieved to hear it. I was on that note that we parted ways. It was on that note we parted ways. He headed outside, as I recall. I recall a man fitting that description. Asked to speak with the poor buggers lately come from right. Said he wanted to know the state of things down in the derelicts, and you can be sure we gave him an earful. Lack of food, medicine, clothing, there was plenty to tell. We hunt high and low for whatever we can scavenge, and it's barely enough to fill our bellies. But folk here don't just want to survive, they want to thrive. When he heard that, he started mumbling to himself. Something about finding us work, I think. Fair play to him, though. Not content with having his ear chewed about the derelicts, he asked about the other settlements and all. After that, I can't really say. Looked like he was headed for Gate Town when I last saw him. Okay. Ah, there you are. How did you fare? Have you learned anything which might offer a clue as to Master Chai's whereabouts? Yeah, I forgot. Master Chai... Interesting. He apparently paid a visit to the Queen Bee as well. They discussed a possibility of granting admission to customers from outside Yulmore, an idea to which the proprietor was surprisingly receptive. Sounds like he's got big plans for the place. Yulmore, I mean, not the bee. Perhaps, but the question remains, where did he go after leaving the city? We have to go find Master Chai. All we know for certain is that Master Chai has shown great concern not only for Yulmore, but its surrounding settlements. It seems logical, then, that having consulted those within the city walls, he would wish to do the same to those without. Corey, if you would go and make inquiries and write, I shall do likewise in Stilltide. Gate Town, I leave you to Kai Sher. Fair enough. Where should we meet when we finish? Well, Top Rung would seem to me to be his next most likely destination. Let us reconvene there. With any luck, one of us will have stumbled upon him by then. But if not, we will be well suited to continue our search. Don't you worry. No, the name doesn't ring any bells, but there was a rather dapper-looking Miss Still gentleman here not long ago. He wanted to talk about relations between Wright and Yulmore, or the lack of them. We lost a great many people to their promises of meal and chance of a lavish life among the free. And Vothri thought to take even more from us, conscripting the few able-bodied men we had left to guard his paradise. I needn't tell you what happened when the Sin Eaters came. Such things are hard to forgive. But Vothri's gone now, and we're curious to see what would become of Yulmore in his absence. That's what I told your friend Chai Nuz, was it? And I'm sure the others said the same. Not what he wanted to hear, I suppose, because he left soon after. And that was that. Okay. Else. So he paid a visit to both Wright and Gate Town as well, did he? I see. Kai Sher and I gleaned much the same. He seems determined to salvage what goodwill might yet remain among the settlements of Calusia, the only likely place he has left to go being Amity. Come, if we are quick, we may yet catch up with him. How long has he been gone that his wife is having a full-blown meltdown? Like, he just went away for days? Or did he leave for an afternoon and she got sad? Very confused. Jesus. Hi. Corey, Atheno, Kaishir, what are you doing here? We might ask you the same, Master Chai. We've been looking all over for you. Looking for me? Whatever for? Lady Chai has been nigh inconsolable in your absence. She claims you disappeared without so much as a word and bade us return you to her side. What in blazes are you talking about? I left a letter for her in our chambers. I suppose she could have overlooked it. And when she gets an idea into her head... Oh, I can only apologize. No harm done, Master Chai, but since we are here, might I ask what compelled you to come all this way? We were told you had been elected mayor, and from what we have gathered from the nearby villages, you have been inquiring about the people's grievances. Is it safe to assume you mean to take office? Now, let's not jump to conclusions. I did seek to learn about the problems faced by the people of Calusia, that much is true, but I am by no means sure I am the man to solve them. Tackling our many challenges will require resources, and until I have secured them, it would not be right to assume the role of mayor. I see. And you believe said resources can be found here? Indeed. The people's grievances are many, but in the course of my inquiries, I have already met with several individuals willing to lend their aid in addressing them. However, there remains one individual crucial to my plans, a man whose counsel might yet make a mayor of me. With respect, such forethought is, in itself, proof of your suitability. The city needs you, Master Chai, and I am certain this man of whom you speak, whoever he may be, will reach the same conclusion. For what little it is worth, we will vouch for you should he require convincing. We believe on you, Master Chai. I don't know what to say. You don't need to say anything. You've got your actions to speak for you. For as long as I can remember, all I ever wanted was to make it into Yulmore, but that dream's gone now, burst like a bubble, or boil more like. Anyway, outside of repaying Master Alphino, I haven't had a clue what to do with myself. Spent most days in a daze. But you've been running up and down trying to find a way to fix this mess for everyone. And I reckon you can do it. You got this lot up Mount Gulg, didn't you? How hard could mayoring be? You're going to steer Yulmore to a better future, I know it. And I want to help, properly help, do something that makes a difference. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll work it out in a way, on the way, if you let me come with you, that is. You give me entirely too much credit, the lot of you, but I can't deny it gives me heart. Come then, let us press on together. Thank you, Master Chai. But we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. Yulmore needs more than a man with good intentions, which is why I am here, to find one with the experience needed to see the city thrive. Who is this man exactly, and are you certain he's here in Amity? Rendon is his name, and yes, he is, or was. I'd scarcely begun to explain myself when he decided his time was better spent elsewhere. He served as chief advisor to Vothri's father when he was in office. If Ranjit was the mayor's right hand, one might say Rendon was the left, and between them they kept Yulmore on the road to prosperity. The city needs more than a mere man of business, which is why I must find him. But even if you do, what makes you think he will listen? Before giving chase, might it not be wise to speak with those who know him here in Amity? They may be able to shed some light on his reason for rejecting your overtures out of hand. Yes, I suppose that makes sense. Perhaps we should start with Tristel then. As I recall, you made rather a favorable impression on him. I'm sure he would be willing to talk to us. Greetings, friends, and to you too, Master Chai. I presume you are here to ask after Rendon? I couldn't help overhear your earlier exchange. Yes, well, with Vothri gone, Yulmore wants for a leader. Should no one rise to the challenge, the city could very well collapse. I came here seeking Rendon's counsel in the hope we could build a better Yulmore together, and that is still my wish. But given how abominably you were mistreated there, I can quite understand if you choose not to help. Worry not, Master Chai. I bear no grudge against you or the people of Yulmore, and I would not see you suffer for Vothri's villainy. Okay. Okay, sorry, we have to skip through this, because Rendon! Oh, God.
Well, it's you again. Well, I see you've invited your friends. Need them to fight your battles for you, do you?
No, I didn't invite them, as it happens. Though they are indeed my friends. Well, not only mine, but every true Yulmoran's. They are the ones who awakened us to the truth, to Lord Vothri's villainy, the famous warriors of darkness.
Are they now?
Yes, they are. It would be no exaggeration to call them our saviors. We owe much and more to their kindness, but we cannot depend on that kindness forever. To do so would be a little different from entrusting our affairs to Lord Vothri. Nay, we must learn to stand on our own 2 feet. And I would have them present to witness my attempt.
Hear, hear, Master Chai.
Hear, hear!
Your sentiments are admirable. Yet admirable sentiments do not a nation make. In my capacity as advisor, I once strove to build a better Yulmore. Gave honest counsel to my superiors, drafted laws for the benefit of one and all. But in time, my values fell out of favor. There was no need for them in this paradise Vorthri was creating. And so I left my homeland behind. But you, Chai News, you were content to wallow in indolence under Vorthri's auspices. And so I cannot help but ask myself what manner of nation you intend to build.
That's a fair question.
I can offer no simple answer to that question. But this much I will say. It is my hope that Yulmore can become a nation which her citizens might freely choose to build together. A great many people, myself included, flocked to Yulmore seeking sanctuary. The alternative being to live in fear and die in pain. It seemed an easy choice. And sanctuary we found. As much food and drink as we could ever want. Secured at the cost of the surrounding villages. Little wonder the people gathered at our doorstep, begging to work among the bonded. The free were blind to it all, of course. Content to, as you say, wallow in indolence. In ignorance. Were I mayor, I would first take stock of the city's resources and see that they were assigned equitably. Our days of reckless consumption are behind us. The distinction between free and bonded died with Vorthri. The needs of rich and poor alike must be considered if our nation is to survive. To which end I would take steps to secure channels for supplies, rekindle relations with nearby settlements, who re-establish industry, reach out to neighboring nations, and the list goes on and on. But I am no ruler, nor even a politician. I am an entrepreneur. My expertise lie in planning and profit. I haven't the knowledge or experience to run a nation.
Or does he want him to help?
Please, Rendon, will you not help me? Together, we could solve the city's problems. Build a Yulmore for the people.
By the people!
A Yulmore for the people. I rather like the sound of that. But before I offer you my counsel, I would be certain of your ability to perform the duties of office.
You would?
You ask me to help you solve Yulmore's problems, but first I would see you solve one on your own. Accomplish that, and you will prove both to me and the people that you are a man worth following.
Oh, he smiles. Oh, creepy smile, though. Thank you for the hydrate, Shrimp. I hydrated during the cutscene. Eagle? He is a people too, after all. We're all people. God, please don't be another cutscene. I'm not ready. Ready. Ahem. Right then. Is there a particular issue you would have me resolve? You seem to have conducted an assessment of the problems Yulmore now faces. I assume you will agree, therefore, that the matter of dwindling food stores is the most pressing. Ah, yes. Meal being neither a desirable nor less sustainable option, I assume alternative foodstuffs are now required to fill the void. And a man who hungers is not like to contribute much to society, save violence perhaps. So tell me, how do you propose to solve this problem? Give me a satisfactory answer and I will consider offering you my counsel. You build farms! Where's Paimon? Paimon's emergency food. Look at Yulmore back there. It's pretty. A combination of measures would seem to be in order. One to address the immediate issue of supply, and another, that of production. Go on. For the present, Yulmore's coffers can be used to purchase food from our neighbors. This would afford us time to address the underlying problem that affects us all, the long-standing neglect of agriculture. The villages that once served as sources of trade for foodstuffs must be repopulated, their means of production restored. This assumes, of course, that we can rekindle relationships with our neighbors, guarantee security and stability in the region, and, most importantly, find people willing to leave the city and take up the rebuilding effort. My, think of that all by yourself, did you? Well, yes, it began as a rather abstract plan I drafted some time ago, after speaking with the peoples of Yulmore and the nearby settlements. You've impressed me, Chinaz. I have? Well, that is a relief. Oh, you haven't secured my support just yet. Only my attention. Grand plans will not be enough to persuade the masses. If you would ask them to rebuild, you must provide them the means to do so. Fair point, Rendon, and one to which I have given much thought. I propose the use of Talos to aid in the establishment and maintenance of these settlements. Their employment should drastically improve efficiency and ultimately increase production. Talos? But Daedalus Stoneworks closed their doors years ago. Without a ready supply of the necessary equipment, the people would starve before your plans could be put into effort. Well, as the heir to Daedalus Stoneworks, it just so happens that Talos are my field of expertise. Okay, so Rendon is quite right. Building Talos from scratch would require time we simply do not have, which is why I propose to make use of the long-abandoned Talos which wander the wilds of Clusia. They will need to be deactivated, of course, and if memory serves, the tools required to do so should be at top rung. Come with me. Oh. Ah, the old memory hasn't let me down. This chest contains canisters filled with a dastardly potent insulating powder capable of halting the flow of ether in Talos. We need only get within throwing distance of one and let fly. Thus disabling them without damaging them? Ingenious. An old trick of the trade, nothing more. Once disabled, it should be a simple enough matter to get them to march to Yulmore. More extensive repairs can wait. Ordinarily, this is where I would ask you to run along and do the deed, but as I have said before, it's high time we learn to stand on our own 2 feet. Thankfully, throwing canisters is something even I should be able to manage. Come enough of it, Master Chai. Even if Talos ain't a threat, there's 101 other things out there waiting to make a meal of you. This, as may be, Kaisher, but Rendon tasked me with solving this problem, and I will not sit by idly while others risk everything to see my harebrained scheme realized. Not this time. Okay. We're leading by example. Thank you. Hi, Battle! I am alive! I mean live. Yes, I am. And I have internet. How you doing, Battle? Internet! I know. They charged me $100. Well, they charged me $99. Alright, well, I guess let's watch this and see what happens. Oh, world indeed. I guess now is when I would want to do it. Now. Okay. It's interesting how the rock moves like skin. Are you gonna do that one on your own? He's gonna do this one on his own, or do I have to do it? Are we gonna end up having to fight this guy? Yo, Broken is already working on a plan to pay for that, right? Get them paw picks up. Did you see that jump? Yay! Hey, Gogus, how are ya? I can scarcely believe it. It was a reckless, foolish plan, but somehow it worked. I did it. Master Chai, I believe I owe you an apology. Your plan to replenish Yulmord's food stores showed forethought and sound judgment. What's more, it is plain your time at Daedalus Stoneworks has equipped you to lead, as evidenced by the extraordinary company you keep. You, sir, are more than qualified to be the next mayor of Yulmore. I thank you for your vote of confidence, but the fact remains I am wholly ignorant of the world of politics, which is why I would ask you to join me and grant Yulmore the benefit of your counsel. I would be honored. When the people behold these Talos, I've no doubt they will lend you their support. It would seem Yulmore's leadership is at last in capable hands. Would you not agree? We should probably be getting back soon, Master Chai. After you've tinkered with the Talos and all that, Lady Chai is worried sick.
Right. Right then. Form a line and make for Yulmore.
What's that noise?
Yo, look how they're...
Runaway Talos! Call the guard!
We probably should have told them first before we come running in here with these giant stone people. What is that guy gonna do against Talos?
Stay back! All of you!
Lady Chai, look at her!
Is that... Darling, you're back.
But of course I'm back. You didn't see.
Yes, I can't.
You've killed him. You killed him, Lady Chai. We had to res him.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Hey, Steedling, how
I'm
are you?
sorry, my darling. It's just the sight of you filled me with such joy, I couldn't help myself.
Oh, no, it's all right, dear. I should have just come out and said what it was I was intending, instead of entrusting the task to a hastily scribbled letter.
Does that mean you'll do it?
Well, I'm here, aren't I? I mean, not that my absence signified any unwillingness, you understand? Oh, no, naught could be further from the truth. I only left to enlist the aid of the former mayor's senior advisor. And now that I have it, I believe I am ready to take office.
Oh, how wonderful!
Oh, she's gonna squeeze you again. Oh.
Please!
That must be how boys actually want to be treated. Just wave him around in the air. His back is just a little broken. I'm good. I have internet again. After a day of no internet. Enjoying the sweater and blanket weather. Lovely. Nice to play my games. That was quite a reception, one Master Chai will struggle to forget. More seriously, the arrival of the Talus has seized the public's attention. Once word has spread around Yulmore, it will be that much simpler to gather one and all so that Master Chai can make his inaugural address. Oh, I think an inaugural address. No need to fret. I have never felt better, and not at all overawed by the prospect of addressing the assembled masses of Yulmore. As for where to do it, if we're to accommodate everyone who might feasibly wish to attend, I suppose the only place large enough would be the Emergent. Then I will go and spread the word among the citizens, both free and bonded, that they are to assemble there to meet their new mayor. You there, Kai Shur, was it? Would you go and inform the residents of Gate Town and the derelicts? Of course I will. Good lad. I will let the guards know not to bar the way to Vothri's chambers. It goes without saying that I expect the Warrior of Darkness to attend, assuming she's available. Might as well see it through to the bitter end, eh? The doorman at the Crown Lift will show you up. Yeah, you just come here, Battle. For a stroll. Oh, I like this dress. Did you not write a speech out? You have to write these things down.
Thank you all for gathering here today. But before going any further, could I ask the free citizens of Yulmore to look around? 'tis a sight none of us would ever have seen under Lord Forthry's rule. Not only do we stand in the familiar presence of those we once called the Bonded, but today we welcome the peoples of the Derelicts and Gate Town too. Today we welcome the Warriors of Darkness, come to bear witness to Yulmore's new beginning. As you know, an election was recently held, at the end of which I had the honor of being chosen to succeed Lord Forthry. You place great faith in me, and I promise to do my utmost to live up to your expectations, and I will seek always to carry out the duties of this office with integrity and fairness. Always, I say, but not forever. Let it be known that I do not intend to hold this post indefinitely. I consider myself but an acting mayor, who will serve only for the interim, while Yulmore is reshaped according to a new set of values.
I don't think that was a deal. He's gonna be mayor forever. So you hold that post till you die, sorry.
No longer can we think of ourselves as divided, as the free and the bonded, citizens and non-citizens. The systems put in place by Lord Forthry must be undone. But even as we tear down the old, we must give thought to the new, to what manner of nation Yulmore should become. Whatever the answer may be, it cannot be decided by one man alone. And so I propose that an open forum be held, that we might all discuss how best to strive towards a better future. However, there can be no talk of the morrow unless we first address the issues of today. Securing new sources of food, rebuilding relations with our neighbors, re-establishing industry. There is much and more that needs to be done. Too much for a mere man of business. And so I pledge instead to do everything in my power to ensure our city's security and stability while we all work together to see these problems solved. The road before us will not be easy, and I know full well how daunting the prospect of honest labor may seem to some of you.
She looks the angriest
But
about
we
that labor.
must accept the reality of our circumstances. We must move forward. This much we owe to ourselves and to the brave heroes who risked their lives to bring back the night. Once we have shored up our city's foundations and regained some semblance of normality, let us reconvene to speak of the future.
Okay, but who gets this giant gold
Until then,
mug?
I humbly ask that you lend me and each other your strength. For Yulmore!
For Yulmore! Oh, nice. Where do I get these? Oh, do they work in the bee strip club? But I want to buy those I want to buy these. Right? And the fishnets. Where do I get the fishnets from? Also, that was a very nice speech, but not as nice as those fishnets. That was a fine speech, Master Chai. I believe your words stirred every soul in attendance. Stirred them to action, I hope. If I've learned anything from all of this, it is that change begins with the individual. 'Tis but a matter of finding the strength to take the first step. Assuming my fellow Yulmorans can, it shall be my honor and privilege to help them walk this road we have chosen. But we must not forget the individuals who made all of these changes possible. Were it within my power, I would carve a tribute to your heroism into the very stone upon which this city stands. I hate to change the subject, darling, but now that you have officially taken office, have you given any thought to your mayoral seat? We will not be moving into the Emergent, dearest. It's too big, for one thing, and too far from the people for another. We will retain our current residence, and I will govern here in the parlor. Oh, I was hoping you'd say that. I much prefer the view from the parlor. Begging your pardon, Master Chai, but have you got time for a word? Yes, of course. Hathenbet? Hi, that's me. I liked your speech. But there's folks outside these walls as don't even have enough food to last till tomorrow, and more who are counting their crumbs. If you've a plan to change that, I want to help set things in motion. Then we've much to discuss. No sooner do I take office than my work begins in earnest. Well, I suppose I brought it upon myself. Thank you again for your help. I hope to see you again before long. Oh, while I'm here. What a day! I don't know what it means exactly, but I do know I've got plenty to think about. I sense we all have a great deal to consider. I had resolved to remain here until such time as Yulmore's future was secured, but it is clear to me now that the city is in capable hands. I have every confidence they will find their way, and I believe it is time we went on ours. Oh, Corey, you're not behaving very well. Not gonna make an behave joke. Oh, behave. So often I was leaving too, is he? Seemed like everyone's moving on. Everything's changing. I've been thinking about what I should do in all this. Like I told you, I spent most of my life dreaming about living here with my friends in paradise. Well, that paradise is gone, but something better has taken its place, and I reckon I want to be a part of it. This Yulmore for the people Master Chai's been going on about ain't gonna build itself after all. Not that I'm much of a builder. Me and my friends will find a way to make a difference, though. Help keep things changing for the better. A far nobler dream than the one to which you clung before, and one I am happy to say we share. Whatever path you choose, I will pray for your success. Well, when you put it like that, there's no going back now, is there? We've got a few ideas on how we can do our bit. Just a matter of taking the first steps. Truly, to see Kaishur thus inspired by our actions is inspiring in itself. Yet, however much I may wish to stay and see what comes of his efforts here in Yulmore, we have matters of our own to attend to. Come, we should return to the Crystal Tower. Mayhap Beg Luke's studies have borne fruit in our absence. I forgot she was... Welcome back. We are given to understand a new mayor has taken office in Yulmore. Indeed. Our good friend Master Chai was elected by popular vote, and, after some considerable soul-searching, chose to accept the post. It is a shame you weren't able to attend his inaugural speech, though I have no doubt you will see more of him in the future. But tell me, how fared you in preparing the White Arasite? Our work did not proceed quite as expected. In your absence, we had a frank discussion on the principles of soul transference, and concluded at length that white auracite was ill-suited for our purposes. But Urianger, did you not say that, compared to the massy soul of an Ascian, the stone could house one of ours with ease? That I did, and armed as we are with Beglug's invaluable insight, 'twould indeed prove a trifling matter, were we to disregard the inviolable link twixt mind and soul. A link which would, we did belatedly realize, be weakened most perilously in the process of rendering our souls dormant, as auracite doth require. Thus, the shedding of these fleshy simulacra and the surfeit of ether which compriseth them would in all likelihood deprive us of our psyches as well. It would, theoretically, be possible to channel your minds into the auracite instead, but we would more than likely sacrifice your souls in the process, which is why we have abandoned that plan, and instead devoted our time to finding a means by which mind and soul might be transported together. Then we are no closer to a solution than when we first began. It is a vexing conundrum indeed, but one for which the Crystal Exarch has posed a most intriguing solution. When our discussion turned to the transference of memories and the psyche, I could not help but be reminded of a technique with which I have personal experience. Do you recall what we learned of my eyes from our encounter with Doga and Yunai? I speak of the royal eye of the Allegan imperial line, gifted to my forebears through the blood and memories of the ancient Allegans. It is by this gift that I am able to control the Crystal Tower. If we were to gain an understanding of the technology by which the Allegans were able to accomplish this transference, perhaps then we could keep mind and soul together. Imagine, if you will, a device like unto a soul crystal, replete not only with our worldly memories, but also the bountiful energies of the soul. That is our current avenue of investigation, and we will follow it wheresoever it leads. While we are thus engaged, I think it is best that Cori return to the source and inform Kryl and the others of our findings. Agreed. I imagine Tataru will be relieved to hear we've made progress of a sort. Then I would beg leave to relay our findings unto Thancred and Reen, and to assist where I may in their investigation of the empty. Yes, please do. Should we have need of your counsel, we will not hesitate to summon you. Goodbye, Urianger. Give our regards to Tataru, won't you? Okay, let's go speak to Tataru. First, we're gonna go back to Gridania and get rid of some stuff. Cori, you're back. How did everything go in the first? Wait, don't tell me. Kryl will be here shortly and she'll want to hear too. She's just tending to the others. Their bodies. I mean, gods, I don't think I'll ever get used to saying that. Anyway, you can tell us everything the moment she gets here. Okay. Alright, well, let's do this first, I guess. To get through these cutscenes. Look at Tataru. And Kryl.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I've carried out the treatment as per Master Matoya's instructions. It should slow the destabilization of their corporeal ether quite significantly. But tell me, how fare our friends in the first?
So this Beklug's the first to lead an authority on soulcraft, are they? Sounds promising.
And Urianger's proffered solution of white auracite is rather ingenious now that I think of it. Well, while they press on with their preparations, you may rest assured we will continue to do our part here.
Oh, you're back.
I like his boots.
And none the worse for wear, I see.
Estinian! Oh, thank the gods! We've been worried sick. Did you lose your link pearl or something?
The situation in Garlemald has become more complicated. I was making my escape from the capital when I ran into one of yours, Riol. He thought it best we come straight here.
More complicated how?
Emmett Selk is dead.
After entering the Empire via Razat Han, I went about my mission of investigating Black Rose. It was then, inside a provincial factory, that I encountered the one who styles himself Shadow Hunter, Gaius Baelsar. Our goals
Hey, we met
being apparently
guys.
aligned, we joined forces and ventured on into the heart of the capital, to the very Imperial
Well,
Palace
nice,
itself.
Gaius.
There, we found a man whom all assumed dead. But his soul lives on, and he has wrested back his flesh. Xenos Ye Galvus.
Wait, didn't
Nor did
we?
the surprises end there. For no sooner had we arrived than he murdered his sire in cold blood. The Emperor is dead. This sent Gaius into a rage, and he charged in, blade drawn.
Oh. Oh, Xenos.
What's wrong?
Oh, good job, Rue. A very glowy blade. I don't like how his eyes look. Oh. For what good it will do. The Black Wolf and the Azure Dragoon. I suppose this might suffice. Come then. Oof. Oof. Oh, damn. Ah, the simple pleasure of one's own flesh. Truly there is no place like home. Abomination. Whatever he is, Hori was barely a match for him. If we stay here much longer... Emperor Varus, your radiance. Are you alright? We may wear out our welcome. Your radiance. Must even the most middling of sport be spoiled? The world conspires to bore me. But I have no cause to remain. I leave these vermin to you. Well, any bright ideas? No, here's a gunblade. Just one! Wait, who is Julia? We've gotten away. We're fine. The intruders have taken flight. I repeat, the intruders have taken flight. Deploy all available Magitech armor. We cannot let them escape. Interesting. Hey, chef, how are you? You made adobo with garlic rice? Oh, yummy. Hi, Mecha Miniatures, how are ya? Muska, your radiance. Oh, we have to play? Oh my god, I didn't know we were gonna be doing this. You've eaten too much tuna! Okay, restores own HP, gotcha. Ooh! Dragoon does a lot of, jumps. Huh? Might as well use it so that I don't... It's animation locked a lot, does it? Is this how like actual Dragoon plays out? The jumping's fun. Estenine. Oh god. And then oh. Gaius! Oh god. Sorry guys, I'm trying to eat a little pop. You suggest we split up? What does that mean? It's nicknamed Floor Tank for a reason. Wait, the Dragoon is nicknamed Floor Tank? I thought that was a monk. Well. Somebody's been busy. Oh, it's another Optimi? What is it? The thing that Gaius was in, right? Oh my god. Is that a person? Arch Ultima. Ultima is what I'm saying. Volatile prototype. And you would bar my way, would you? So be it. Come, Nidhogg. Lend me your strength. Okay. Who's the person naked inside of it? Oh god, what are these moves that I have? I have this. I have this. All nearby enemies? Wait, is this the only one I need? Yeah, oh, this is damage over time. Oh, wait, got it. So damage over time, AoE, and a jumping attack. But I don't have... I don't have a heal. Now loading data sample 14. Angry salamander. Drive back the Garlean soldiers with a roar. I am roaring? What? Oh god. Something's healing me. Oh, is that heal me? Oh, that's what's healing me. I was like, how am I healing? Wait, should I kill these things? Oh god. Oh no. Oh no! I feel like I should kill these things. Stardiver? Oh my god. Oh my god. What did that do again? I don't remember. Does that make me... Oh, wait. Yeah. Oh, he's invulnerable. Wait. He's invulnerable right now. Wait, what? Unleash the blood of Nidhogg? Oh. Oh, 5.
Taste my loss.
Oh, as an off global cooldown, yeah. Who is this person? I feel bad for them. I feel like this was against their will. Garleans and their machina. Now, where are you, Gaius? Where are you, Gaius?
Are you all right?
Peer into my past, did you?
Well, I didn't quite relive the experience as you did, but I bore witness to it all.
I'm still not sure what I think of this gift of yours, but no matter. Our confrontation was cut short when the Imperial Guard arrived. It was then that Xenos took his leave, citing boredom.
To think their research into the Echo could bear such fruit. Escaping death, jumping from one body to the next, and returning to his own after all this time. He is an Ascian in all but name.
It beggars belief, aye. But no more than a hero traversing the rift between worlds. My concerns are far more prosaic. With the Emperor dead and the Crown Prince missing, the Empire is in disarray. Until order is restored, assuming it even possible, we needn't fear an Imperial reprisal. And for reasons of his own, Xenos took it upon himself to rid the world of Black Rose.
Well, that was nice of him.
Riol has already gone to apprise the Alliance leaders of these developments. We may leave the matter in their hands for now.
Then perhaps we have seen the last of the fighting at Gimlet. Though, if it comes to civil war, I cannot help but fear for the provinces. Ah, I'd nearly forgotten to ask. What became of Gaius? Did he not escape with you?
That he did, but we parted ways shortly after leaving Garlemald. He claimed another threat had arisen which demanded his attention. He didn't elaborate, but the absence of some device or other in the capital gave him reason to believe they're planning something. Lest you worry, I believe he has well and truly shed the Black Wolf's pelt. Conquest is no longer his objective. We may safely leave him to his own devices.
He did try to kill us.
Well, it's nice to have one less foe to worry about, even if we do have a mysterious new threat to look out for instead. Speaking of which, I'll see that Riol and Al Shinobi are made aware. Though we still know next to nothing, it can't hurt to be vigilant.
Well then, with Black Rose nipped in the bud, I believe I've fulfilled my part of the bargain.
That's true, but with the icon still slumbering away, we were hoping you might agree to stay with us for a little bit longer.
Hang out with us, S9. No?
Sorry, but I'm not inclined to extend my contract. Gaius isn't the only one with business to attend to.
Seems a little bit of a rude answer.
Thank you for your help then, Estinian. I see why Alphino admires you so.
Farewell, my friend. See that you don't make a habit of dozing off in battle.
I suppose we should all be getting on then. As ever, we will see to the Archon's needs. In the meantime, why not get some rest? You've more than earned it. Go on.
Okay, let's finish this up and then I think we'll go do the DPS quest. You must be shattered after all that hopping back and forth between worlds. Why not stay here and rest for a while? I'm sure Beglug can manage without you. They've got enough science to help them, if you ask me. Meanwhile, in Garlemald... Traitors, you would dare deny Lord Nerva the throne? Ah! I need to log out of... I don't know, I guess every time I don't know why it doesn't keep me offline on my Steam. Oh, it's Xenos. Boring, boring, boring. Do you think? I find it amusing, like dogs herding cattle to the slaughterhouse. That Hugh, your soul is... Who are you? Is it the last one? What's his name? Oedipus? Before your majesty, I am but another dog, lost in one of a new master. A hunting dog, if you should wish it so. For I know full well the prey you would seek next. Zodiark. Isn't Zodiark dead? So? Meanwhile, in Yulmore in the first... Did you hear? The mayor is reopening Daedalus Stoneworks, and they're looking for laborers. There's talk of resettling some of the old abandoned villages, too. They're even laying on free Talos to help anyone willing to make the move. Free Talos? Huh, we'd best get packing. Steady work, board, and lodging? If that's not a recipe for hope, I don't know what is. Hope? Are we supposed to leave the first? Wait, isn't this Ardbert? Yes, so long as I yet live, I would see that feeble flame rekindled. Why is he called a wayward warrior? It is my destiny to see our dream fulfilled. Is that not Ardbert?